Yo, 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 what's going on out there, everybody? Welcome to the 2022 or 23 NFL Draft Party. This is Willie Epstein Jr. This is a special edition of the Ballers Report. And as you may be able to tell on the split screen, we are live from the dopest church on this side of heaven. Man, I'm so very excited to be bringing a draft party, watch party from ACC with my homies, my brothers in Christ up here. We got food, we got fellowship, we've got gift cards. Yes, sir. We've got gift cards and trivia questions and all that. So you already know what it is, man. We already know what time it is. So without any further ado, let's go get it. Come on, let's go.
Right about now, you're about to be possessed by the sounds.
2-6 shit. Yeah, I know what it is. You little suckers get to talking, grabbing and walking, strapped to the pong of the jaws and smacking they sleep with the coffins. And they getting greedy like saying, give me all.
Yes, sir, buddy. You already know what it is when you hear that music. The Ballers Report podcast brought to you by the ShakeBack Media Group. We are live on the scene, Antioch Christian Church. The brothers are here. The draft choices are ready. And look, we are ready to get this thing going. Thank you guys out there for checking me out or checking us out on Facebook through my personal page, through the ShakeBack Media Group's Facebook page, through, that's right, the Big Game Christian Sports Network. They're in the house as well. This is like a triple simulcast as the network is over at TJ's Catfish and Wings in Arlington, live on Facebook. Make sure y'all check them out as well. Live here on LinkedIn and YouTube. And of course, Twitter 10.6. That's where we stand. 10,600 followers, man. Thank you guys out there for supporting the vision. So we are amped up just like everybody else is at this point in time as 2023, the NFL draft is here. We encourage your participation. We encourage your comments down below. Hit us up. It's going to be on as Roger Goodell is now stepping to the podium, and in true Roger Goodell fashion, he is being booed. So that's just what it is. So, man, I think everybody is anticipating that it will be Bryce Young, Alabama quarterback, former Heisman Trophy winner, will be the first selection of the NFL draft. If that does not happen, I think it's safe to say that we will all be thoroughly and completely shocked. So, this Roger Goodell can't buy a vowel. I'm telling you. But Kansas City, the Chiefs, they're the host city, as of course they won the Super Bowl last year. Shout out to my girl Keisha C. She is the star of A Show Divided, and we just completed our first season, and her Chiefs actually won the Super Bowl. And you know I gotta play this right because we made a bet back in week 5, and I hope she's watching and I hope she's listening. But I'm gonna go ahead and play this because I hate them so much that I still got to do this. Here we go. Due to a 30-29 loss to those Chiefs on Monday Night Football at the end of week 5, the bet was that if the Chiefs were to win, I would have to wear a Chiefs hat until the next time the Raiders and the Chiefs played, and vice versa. If the Raiders were to have won, then Tisha was going to have to wear a Raiders hat until the next time the two teams faced off with each other. So after doing a little research and thinking that it was going to be probably in week 7 or 8 or 9 or somewhere in there, no. Now I got to wear this hat on this show until week 18 because that is when we play each other again. So of course that was from the seasons past, and what a nightmare of a season it was for my Raiders. But yeah, Patrick Mahomes, I hate them, is bringing out the Super Bowl trophy that they won against the Philadelphia Eagles in a barn burner of the Super Bowl. I still hate them, but and I'm never going to get over that. So and the Raiders, with all of everything that took place on last season, with respect to the John Gruden debacle and everything else, Travis Kelce He's there. I can't stand him either. Tisha has a cat named Kelsey. That's how much she loves them. So Patrick Mahomes looks like he might be a little toasted, just to say the least. And the fellas are pouring in here into the church. You could probably see it on the screen. So yeah, man, this is going down, man. Look, what's up, man? You good? Yes, sir. So yeah, we just having a good time. Look at Travis Kelce up there, man. All y'all up there that's watching it live, man. You can see Travis Kelce in his motorcycle glasses on, or aviation glasses, or whatever they are. It's all gravy. It's all gravy. Oh, okay. We got some social media comments already. What's up, man? Mr. U. Got some exciting things coming from Mr. U. He's going to be joining the ShakeBack Media Group in the coming days. Appreciate you coming checking in, brother. And then who is this lovely person right here? I think I know her. Hey, who's the pick everyone wants tonight? I think everybody wants their choice for their team. And we know, or we are 98.5% sure that Bryce Young is going to go to the Carolina Panthers. Of course, they traded up with the Chicago Bears, who had the number 1 pick. Due to a Texans inexplicable win in Week 18, where all they had to do was lose, and they would have solidified the number 1 pick. They, of course, are now being led by new head coach DeMeco Ryans. He was the defensive coordinator over at San Francisco. So he's coming to Houston in order to rebuild a franchise that has really been like miring in worse than mediocrity for the past several years. And we all know, and it's been well chronicled, about the Deshaun Watson debacle and everything that transpired with that. Of course, he's now in Cleveland. And due to that, the Texans have the number 2 pick and the number 12 pick. Now, it's going to be interesting to see what happens, because a lot of people are thinking, or a lot of people are around different circles are saying that there's a possibility that the Texans may not go quarterback. And if they don't, they're looking at maybe one of the edge rushers that is taught that's up there, the edge rusher from Texas Tech, and then of course Will Anderson II from Alabama. So if that happens, what's going to happen with the next quarterback prospect, which all people seem to believe that next person is CJ Young. Is he going to fall to the Raiders at number 7? Will somebody move up to number 3 and exchange that pick with the Cardinals? Because the Cardinals are, I won't say they're set at quarterback, because Kyler Murray, even though they did just sign him to a long-term deal, he is going to be out for a while, if not the entire season, due to an ACL tear this past year. So we don't believe that the Cardinals would take a quarterback, and they have a new head coach themselves and the defensive coordinator that came over from the Eagles. He's now in the desert looking to call the shots out there and bring that franchise back to some semblance of prominence. But I don't know, man. It's going to be really, really interesting to see what happens. You've got a plethora of wide receivers, to include Jordan Addison from the University of Southern California. You've got the kid from Boston College, Zay Flowers. You got Jackson Smith-Njigba, the local kid from Rockwall High School. He is the man. Look, that dude right there is a straight up beast. And when I tell you that cat, man, look, I saw him play in high school at Rockwall, and I am not surprised one bit that cat is here, straight up and down on the real. And then think about, because he was out most of the year last year, but think about the last season he played, the full season. Then in particular, that last game in the Rose Bowl, where he had like 14 receptions for 617 yards and 83 touchdowns in that one game. And in that same game, CJ Stroud, he showed out a little bit. He did show out a little bit, and that was obviously his favorite target from that game. But think about it like this, because a lot of people are saying that there's a great distance between Bryce Young and CJ Stroud. But CJ Stroud showed a lot when it mattered the most last season, particularly against Georgia in the national championship game, when he was able to show off his leg skills and show that he can actually make plays off script and out of the pocket. I think that was a surprise to many, many people. So they may have closed the gap a little bit, but hey, again, none of us know what's going to happen. None of us. Like I said, we're probably 99.5% sure that Bryce Young is going to end up in Carolina. Andy Dalton is going to be there as the backup. Of course, they shipped Sam Darnold off to San Francisco, and he's going to back up Brock Purdy. And what is San Francisco going to do? They don't have any first-round picks this draft. I don't believe. No, they don't. But they have a little bit of a conundrum themselves at the quarterback position, they're actually shopping Trey Lance, who, of course, they moved up the pick 2 years ago. And then he was out last year with the broken leg for about, I want to say he only played like 2 games. And then he was out for the rest of the year. So these quarterbacks, man, Will Levis, it's been rumored that if the Texans go defense at number 12, at number 2, and if Levis is still there on the board at 12, then they will probably go with Levis. And if that happens, it will kind of remind me of what happened with the Giants a few years ago when they had Daniel Jones at number 6 and they had Saquon Barkley at number 2 that they picked. Now, Saquon Barkley has been franchised. He had his best year this past season coming off injury. Daniel Jones proved the critics wrong out there in New York City, and he was able to garner a multi-million-dollar year extension. So all good there. So what are the Texans going to do? Are they going to follow that same suit? Are they going to really just be like, yo, we're going to build our defense from the inside out with one of the rushers up front on defense? They have a lot of needs. They have a lot of needs out there, and they got Davis Mills at quarterback right now. It's safe to say that he's probably not the future. They've got a couple of good pieces on the offensive line, and they got what could have been last year the offensive rookie of the year in Dameon Pierce. That dude, man, just ask the Dallas Cowboy fans how they feel about Dameon Pierce, because he ran over and through them until he was taken out because he got nicked up in that game. So look, we are just moments away from the fulfilling of a dream for many young men, and the camaraderie and the excitement and the anticipation and all that. I'm telling you right now, man, I got goosebumps for these young kids. And a lot of dreams are about to come true. But before we actually get to the draft, man, we had some breaking news that came out earlier on Thursday, and that was, of course, Lamar Jackson, quarterback from the Baltimore Ravens, has agreed to a 5-year, $200 and some odd million extension with $180 million of that guaranteed. So that's going to keep Baltimore and Lamar Jackson married to one another for a minimum, I would think, of 3 to maybe 4 years. Just depends on when his guaranteed money is up. But I'm thinking that if somehow his guaranteed money is up after that 3rd year, he will only be at the age of 27. And then when the contract fully runs out, he will only be at the age of 29. And he's setting himself up for either another long extension and a bigger contract, either with the Ravens or someone else that may want to take a chance on him at that point in his career. Of course, a lot of that is going to hinge on how he performs over the next couple years. He's finally got the weapons. Of course, Odell Beckham Jr. is there. Bashad Perriman, or Bateman, rather, you got to think that he's going to get healthy. They've got a staple of running backs. They got one of the top 4 or 5 tight ends in the National Football League, and Mark Andrews. They've got Gus Edwards at running back. They've got J.K. Dobbins at running back. They still got a pretty good defense over there in Baltimore, and their coaching staff is still one of the best. So that, to me, has put Baltimore right back in the mix in terms of being able to compete for not only just the AFC North, not only just the AFC, but for a Super Bowl as a whole. And speaking of just that, of course, the news came out a few days ago that Aaron Rodgers is now in New York with the Jets. He's going to wear his old number from college, number 8. So he's excited, from what I could tell, that he is there. He had made it a point to everybody to let everybody know that is where he wanted to be. The transactions and all of the negotiations was a little slow. We knew he was going to get done. We were hoping, if you are a Jets fan or if you are a Packers fan, you were hoping that it would get done before the draft. And then what ultimately happened was the Jets and the Packers swapped number 1 picks, and then there's some other stuff that goes along with it. Now the Carolina Panthers are on the clock. Roger Goodell is at the podium. Bryce Young. No surprise there. No surprise whatsoever. He is the Heisman Trophy winner from 2021. And last year he had a little bit of a drop off because he did not have the plethora of weapons that they had when Jameson Williams and all those guys were there. But here's the thing with Bryce Young, you know, the whole thing about his size. Is he going to be durable enough? Is he going to be able to withstand the punishment? He played in the toughest conference in America in the SEC. A lot of people consider the SEC to be a junior league, if you will, of the NFL. So he feels like he's equipped to do it. He's been short all his life. Why would anything change now? And when you look at this dude's tape, when you look at the way that this dude delivers the ball from the pocket with people surrounding him, people at his feet, his eyes are always up. His head is always up. And he can make the throws. He can make every single throw on the tree. So, look, the Carolina Panthers last year, who were a bit of a debacle and let go of Matt Rule, and then they had some really good wins with interim coach Steve Wilkes, who's now the DC in San Francisco. They got their quarterback, and they got their quarterback of the future, and they've got a great one at that. So I hate Alabama, like most people. But yeah, this kid right here, man, he's something special. And something that stuck out to me from him this past college football season is when they came to Austin and they played the Longhorns, and on the other side was Bijan Robinson. And this dude right here, the Alabama Crimson Tide had played terribly all game long. And when they were down in the fourth quarter and made that run, Bryce Young was at the center of it. And that's just what it is, because that kid, man, despite his size, and then despite his size, he's athletic enough. Like I said previously, he has a strong arm. One of the street can make every throw in the tree. Now, the Carolina Panthers, they have a lot of needs. They have a couple good receivers there. Terrace Marshall the third, the running back who took into or stepped in when Christian McCaffrey was traded over to the San Francisco 49ers. They've got a couple of weapons out there, but they are clearly in a rebuilding mode. He's got a great coach who is good with quarterbacks, that being, of course, Frank Reich. And he said that he himself remembers when he was in Carolina after signing with them from the Buffalo Bills back in '96, I believe it was. He was there when the Panthers drafted Kerry Collins, and he knew at that point that it was going to be the beginning of the end for him. So shout out to the Carolina Panthers, man. They seem to be going in the right direction, and they got a pretty good coach. Frank Reich, of course, was the offensive coordinator for the Philadelphia Eagles when they went to the Super Bowl and won it over the Patriots a few years ago. They were the underdogs all the way through, and that is what that was. And as they say, the rest is history, even after he had a couple of bad, even though, I mean, look, we could talk so much about that, Carson Wentz and that whole thing in Indianapolis. I mean, I don't think that was entirely Carson Wentz's fault, but I think because Carson Wentz was vouched for by Frank Reich, they had to get rid of them both. So number one pick is in. Bryce Young, quarterback from the University of Alabama, former Heisman Trophy winner, is now the quarterback of the Carolina Panthers. And they expect him to start immediately, as Bernie Mac once said. We got a couple other social media comments out here. Justo Ricks, what's up, man? What up, bro? You looking good, dog. I appreciate that. You know your stuff and you handling your business. Keep it up, brother. Yes, sir. I appreciate that, man. And you have been there with me a long time, man. And all the way back to the days where I used to destroy y'all on the basketball court. Now I'm sitting here talking about sports, even though I'm like Bryce Young or Kyler Murray or Doug Flutie or whoever was not big enough to make it to the next level to do anything. I see you, Nate Davis. Look, we got a social comment from Nate Davis, fellas. And this dude is on a cruise somewhere in the Caribbean or in the Gulf of Mexico. And he says, what up, bros? Hate I couldn't be there. Yeah, man, we hate you not here too, man. You definitely would have brought a little bit of flavor to this party. All right. And then we got one more. My main man, George B, always representing, always checking in, man. We love you, man. We appreciate your support. Watching from Cleveland, Ohio, Sooner Country. Wait a minute, just a tad bit too far? What do you mean? George, I need you to expound on that. All right, we got Thurston. Thurston, you want to pick up the mic? You want to talk, man? What's up? You got to do what? You got the trivia questions. Okay, I got the trivia questions too. And you wanna go ahead and get those okay. ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna pause for a quick second because my man Thurston Nelson is gonna talk about, or he's gonna ask the first of 4 trivia questions. Has a question about the question. So, with that being said, I'll be right back. ShakeBack Media Group, Willie Epteen Jr., hashtag Brothers of Baseball. Where are we? The second pick is in, guys. Okay, so the Texans actually do go and get CJ Stroud, quarterback from Ohio State University, 2-time Heisman finalist. So that answers the question in terms of what they're going to do. CJ Stroud is a definite franchise quarterback. Some people might be surprised thinking that they were going to go Will Anderson or for the edge rusher from Tech. Now, let's see what the next pick does, and that is actually belonging to the Arizona Cardinals. They're set at quarterback. You still have Anthony Richardson on the board. You still have Will Levis. You still have Hendon Hooker as well. So we will see, man. But as of right now, CJ Stroud, former quarterback from the Ohio State University, showed a lot of impressive skills and play, particularly in that national championship game last year against the Georgia Bulldogs. Goes number 2 to the Houston Texans. So now they have something to build around. I'm really happy for both of these franchises that have been mired in less than mediocrity for the last several years. So, yeah, okay. I'm gonna take another quick break. I gotta address some business here at the church. So y'all make sure y'all stay with us, man. We'll be right back. All right, welcome back, guys. We got the trivia question. Thurston is on the mic.
The first trivia question is the LA Chargers and the Miami Dolphins do not have a first round pick this year. Who was the last team to not have first round picks and make it to the Super Bowl?
So the question is, Miami and San Francisco did not have first round draft picks last year. Who was the team, the last team to not have a number first round draft pick and make it to the Super Bowl? I'll repeat the question. I will repeat the question. No, not the Saints, not the Seattle. No, no, no. The Los Angeles Chargers and Miami Dolphins do not have a first round pick this year. Who was the last team to not have a first round pick and make it to the Super Bowl? It's very, they overthinking it. They overthinking it. And everybody out there watching, if you can answer that question, answer that question. Did he get it? So we gonna have him come over here and join the show. Yeah, anyone he can pick. Yeah, he can pick. So we gonna have him come over here and join the show, and he can talk about his Give him the mic right here. Come on over here, man, and step up to the microphone over here on this side. In front of the camera. Yeah, in front of the camera. There you go. Uh-oh. Yeah. I need a chair right there, don't I? Hey. Let me unmute you, man. All right. Oh, let's see. Well, give me 1 second.
Okay.
There's a mute button on the screen. Do you see it? There's a mute button. Oh, put the headphones on. You gotta put the headphones on too. You can't hear me though. All right, brother. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Welcome to the ShakeBack Media Group and the draft party, watch party. You got the headphones right in front of your face. All right, so tell everybody your name and what the question was, the answer, and what did you win?
My name is Anthony Yutsi. The question was, who was the last team to go to the Super Bowl? I forgot the last part.
It was the last this year. I'm sorry, the last team. Or I'm sorry, this year there the Miami Dolphins nor the Rams have a first round pick. The question was, who was the last team to not have a first round pick to make it to the Super Bowl? And the answer was
San Francisco 49ers.
And that was last year. And what's your name again?
Anthony Yutsi.
All right, Anthony, congratulations. You won what?
I don't know what I won yet.
Oh, you got a gift card. Let's present you with one of these gift cards, man. You got a Buffalo Wild Wings gift card, man.
Thank you, sir.
Congratulations.
Thank you, sir.
All right, man. We appreciate you, man. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
All right.
Thank you, sir.
All right. So, yeah, there's the first winner of the trivia question. Yeah. Anthony's the first winner of the trivia question. So we got a couple more social media comments out here. George, he says, I'll come back to you, George. We got the third pick. Oh my gosh. So the Texans actually swap picks with the Cardinals. The Cardinals now have the 12th pick that belonged to the Texans. The Texans move up to number 3, and they get Will Anderson Jr. from Alabama. So Alabama prospects go back to back. And now they have their franchise quarterback and they have their edge rusher, the two places on the football team where you really want to get your franchise going. And they have absolutely won the draft already, if you ask me. I'm telling you, this is a bit of a shocker, man. This is a bit of a shocker. Wow. Will Anderson, a lot of people seem to believe that he is the best prospect, the best player. This is the best player, no matter a position in this entire draft. So there he is, bear hugging Roger Goodell, saying, "Yo, man, don't find me. I'm gonna hit some quarterbacks." But you look, woo! I need to find out what's going on. Twitter. What's going on? What's going on, Twitter? And then you know what? The fourth pick is actually already in. Thurston Nelson. I have breaking news. Do you want to hear it? I'm not going to tell the people out there that's watching, but the other pick is already in for the Indianapolis Colts, and they have and again. Look, it's a lot of moving parts going on around here, up here at the church. I just told the MC Thurston Nelson that the pick for the Indianapolis Colts is already in, according to my source. I'm not gonna say who it is. I don't want to spoil it for anybody out there, but I would enjoy some comments on some guesses. That would be kind of dope if y'all would try to guess who the fourth pick is going to Indianapolis. But let's talk about this pick here, man. The Texans trading up to select pass rusher Will Anderson, man. That's crazy, man. I'm like, yo, the the Texans have won this draft already. I'm if you are a Houston Texans fan, or there's probably not many of them out there, but if you are a Houston Texans fan, oh my gosh, you have to be excited. You have to be excited. Let's get to these comments, man. George says, don't need to watch tonight. My team first pick isn't until tomorrow. True that, because they traded their number one pick to Houston. How ironic is that? Wow, look at the turn of events, ladies and gentlemen. Look at the turn of events. I'm gonna leave George's comment up there. Look at the turn of events for the quarterback position in Houston. You had Deshaun Watson, who you selected, what was it, 11th, 10th or 11th overall, back in what was that, 17, 18? And then he gets a contract extension, a max, and then he has all the drama that takes place down there in H-Town, and then he forces himself out of Houston, and then he gets traded to Cleveland, and then Cleveland signs him to a fully guaranteed contract, and then the Houston Texans lose on the last game of the year, and all they had to do, or they win actually, and all they had to do was lose, and they could have solidified the number one pick, and then they select C.J. Stroud from Ohio State University, and then they go and switch picks from 3 to 12 with the Arizona Cardinals, and then they get their freaking they get their edge rusher. Oh my gosh, this is crazy. Raise your hand if you saw that coming. I just knew that the Texans were going to go Will Anderson or C.J. Stroud, which they did, of course, at number 2. But if it would have been Anderson at 2, I feel like the Cardinals still would have traded back, and then that may have been the Raiders. But nah, the Texans, man. Now I don't know the details of the deal just yet. But man, I'm floored. I am floored. Um, wow. Will Anderson Jr., two-time Defensive Player of the Year in the SEC. Uh, his ability to get to the quarterback, his strength, his athleticism. I mean, it has been. Look, think about when they played the LSU Tigers. No, I'm sorry. I'm thinking about somebody else. I'm thinking about the kid from Georgia. But anyway, the coach are on the clock. Like I said, I have a source that has already said who the coach are picking. If you guys want to guess in the comment sections, oh, here we come. Here it is. Anthony Richardson goes to the Colts. Thurston Nelson. What I tell you? A source close to me said that was going to happen. And I actually have another source that has already said the Seattle Seahawks have made their selection. I'm not going to say who it is. Again, if you want to drop some guesses in the comments, and if you guess right, you can get a prize from me. How about that? You can get a prize from me if you guess correctly. Wow. Anthony Richardson is a freak. He's a freak. He says that he is an alien, and he kind of looks like. No, I'm not going to say that. I'm just joking. I'm not going to mess with the kid on his big payday. But the concerns about Anthony Richardson are the fact that he only played 13 games in college, kind of reminiscent of Mitchell Trubisky when he was at North Carolina and then got drafted number 2 overall or whatever it was by the Bears after they moved up to get him. Some say his decision making is a little questionable.
What is the most recent team?
Another trivia question.
Overall pick that has gone the deepest in the playoffs.
The last number 1 overall pick that has gone the deepest in the playoffs. Who is that? You got it? Wow. Who was it? There you go. Joe Burrow, Cincinnati Bengals. Go ahead and sit down at the table, man. Pick up the mic, put the headphones on. And Thurston is going to present you with your gift card. Tell everybody your name. Let me unmute you. All right. Tell everybody your name. Tell everybody your name and the answer that you got and what you won.
My name is Will. The question was, which team had the number 1 pick that went the first in the playoff? Answer was Cincinnati Bengals.
And you won a gift card to where?
Looks like gift card to Applebee's.
Applebee's. Well, congratulations, man, on your win. I was trying to be a little tricky with those questions, but you out-tricked me. So appreciate it, man. Thank you very much. All right. So yeah, Anthony gets the next trivia question correct, and he is taking his family to Applebee's on Antioch Christian Church's dime. Okay, between picks, Anthony Richardson just went to the Indianapolis Colts with the number 4 pick overall. So we have 3 picks of the first 4 that have been quarterbacks, and that actually brings up an interesting trivia question. I'm gonna be right back with that in just a moment. Y'all make sure y'all hold on. We'll be right. And we welcome you back to the Ballers Report right here, ShakeBack Media Group, Willie Epstein Jr. live on the scene at Antioch Christian Church, Irving, Texas, as we are participating in the 2023 NFL Draft party. The first four picks, three of them have been quarterbacks. Two of the players have been from Alabama, and I think all four of them from the SEC. Yes, you have no. I'm sorry. Three of the four from the SEC. Three of the four quarterbacks, and I don't think anybody's really that surprised on this scenario. All right. Up next, the Seattle Seahawks. They have some needs as well. They have a couple needs on the defensive side of the ball. They probably could use another running back, although Kenneth Walker III showed out last year. I think they need a cornerback as well. Geno Smith, last year's comeback player of the year, they signed him to an extension. So he's going to be there for at least next 3 years. I forgot the contract terms. I think it was 3 years. I want to say 85 million. I think 60 of it was guaranteed. So they're solidified there. And Geno had a really good year last year, led the Seahawks to the playoffs. And as a matter of fact, Geno Smith was the backup to Russell Wilson while in Seattle. And of course, Seattle traded Russell Wilson to Denver. And we know the story about Denver and what happened there. They were just trash all year round. So what are the Seahawks going to do? I have a source close to me that has told me who the Seabags are going to go with. Again, we welcome your guesses down below in the comment section. If you happen to get it right, I will bless you with a gift card. Anybody out there watching, I will bless you with a gift card to be determined, the merchant to be determined later. But yeah, let's get back to Anthony Richardson real quick. I want to touch base on him again. Oh, actually, no, we're not. We're going to talk about whoever the Seahawks are going to pick because Roger Goodell is back at the podium. Here we go. Ooh, my source was wrong. But this kid right here, Devin Witherspoon, the cornerback, and I said a few seconds ago that they needed a corner. This kid, Devin Witherspoon, is like, he reminds people of Rondé Barber. Some people, anyway. Out of Illinois, first team all defense up there in the Big Ten that has 14 teams. This kid right here, I'm telling you right now, they've got in Seattle something to build. You know, you still have Jamal Adams back there at the safety position. He's been injury prone. This kid right here will hit you and you will feel it. And he has great ball skills and very intelligent as well. So you can't fool him. And yeah, and he will bring the hammer. He will bring the hammer. All right, George. I'm gonna read your guess here in just a second. But we're still talking about the kid that just got drafted going to Seattle. Press coverage, he can do that. Ball skills, he has that. He can play in zones, he has that. And wow, he's a good one. And then the big thing too, he can support the run. He's a cornerback that's not afraid to tackle. And he laid the wood on the running back from Michigan in this highlight. He's got the closing speed. This kid here is the real deal, y'all. What I love about this kid is that he can tackle. He can run you down. He can pick you off. He can support the run. He can play the slot. He can play on either side of the line of scrimmage. Big pick for the Seattle Seahawks as they go with Mr. Devin Witherspoon. A lot of people thought that he was the number one prospect at cornerback in this draft, and he is the number one cornerback off the board. Now, let me back up to Anthony Richardson for just a moment because the concerns are out there about him not having enough experience. Again, he played in the toughest conference in America in the SEC, 6'5", I believe it is, and 260. And he, if you remember at his pro day down in Gainesville, threw the ball so high that it hit the beam in the ceiling. And then what he did at the Underwear Olympics, I think he ran a 4.340, unfair. So this kid reminds me of Cam Newton in the sense that he is as big or if not bigger than Cam Newton. Went to Florida like Cam Newton did. He's a better passer than Cam Newton is. He may be even a better runner than Cam Newton is. And he may, we'll see about his decision making. He did score very high on the Wonderlic test, from what a source tells me. So, again, these kids, man, I think out of the four quarterbacks pick, or I should say out of the last two quarterbacks pick between um, Stroud and Richardson, um, there may not be that much of a drop off in terms of the ceilings. I think Anthony Richardson, due to his athletic prowess and his just freakish athletic ability, he might have a higher ceiling than all three of these guys that have gone so far in the first round at quarterback. So very, very cool stuff, man. Very, very cool stuff. My source was wrong about the Seattle Seahawks, though. I'm a little upset about that. But 4 out of 5, that's what I'm hitting on at this point. All right, George, I got you right here, man. The last time a team not having a first round pick and going to the Super Bowl may have been Seattle, but I think I'm wrong. And I will tell you that you are wrong. The answer has already been provided. The last pick or the last team to not have a Super Bowl pick and go to the Super Bowl was the San Francisco 49ers. And that actually was 2 years ago. They did not have a pick in the first round. So thank you, George, for that. I always appreciate you. Not last, it was actually two. Yeah, I had wrote on the paper last year, but obviously it was 2 years ago because it was Philadelphia and Kansas City in the Super Bowl last year. Man, they got the food up in here, man. I need to get me some food. Y'all don't mind if I if I put this down for a second. I need to get me some grub. Would that be okay if I do that? If you can answer for me, George, it would be okay if I went and got some food. Whoever else is watching, would it be okay if I got some food? Let me know. Let me know. You can text me too. You can text me at 469-358-5241 and let me know if I have your permission to go and get some food. That would be really, really dope if y'all allow me to go get some grub, because this is a job. I'm having fun, but this is a job. All right, Justo, man, I appreciate you letting me go get some food, man. So with that being said, I am going to take a quick break, and then I am going to come right back with a full belly. So here we go. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm not done eating yet, but the Raiders pick is in. According to my source, I have been wrong, or my source has been wrong on one pick already. But the source that has told me who we're picking, I'm very, very excited about. Hopefully, it will be the correct one. And after this Raiders pick is in, I'm going to continue to eat. Raiders have some needs, man. Defensive line, cornerback, and linebacker. Of course, quarterback. Darren Waller is now in New York, but we did get Austin Hooper from the Tennessee Titans, I believe it was, in free agency. So I'm not. I'm not. Well, I mean, my thoughts on Darren Waller really changed over the past couple of years. All right, the Raiders pick is in. Here comes Roger Goodell to the podium. Yes, Tyree Wilson, Texas Tech. They had targeted him. I felt like it was going to be either him or Christian Gonzalez at the corner spot. I think for the Raiders, again, this guy right here is one of the more pristine and premier pass rushers in college football. And when you look around the landscape of the AFC West with the quarterbacks that are there, Russell Wilson, Justin Herbert, Patrick Mahomes, you add this dude to the mix with Chandler Jones and Max Crosby. Now, that's three great pass rushers. He can beat double teams. He can get around you. He can go through you. He can see. He can actually put his hand in the dirt. He can be a stand-up linebacker as well. So I'm excited. The Raiders got one right in the first round for the first time in a long time, and yeah, man, I'm excited. Raiders. That's right, baby. I love this pick. This kid right here, his motor is off the charts, and he can cover. Look at this. I love it. I love this pick. Mm-mm-mm. The last time the Raiders picked a defensive lineman in the first round, it was Cleveland Farrell, fourth overall a few years ago. Cleveland Farrell is now in San Francisco. I, I I think we got this one right, Raider Nation. Hashtag Raider Nation. Look how he's dressed. If you're watching on screen or on TV, he is dressed. Woo! He's dressed like he's gonna be living in Vegas. Let me just put it that way. Wow. Paisley. Look like some paisley flowers or something. All right. Okay, so that's the Raider pick. I'm very excited about it. Thank you guys for giving me the permission to go and eat because I am going to go and do that some more. We'll be right back here in a few minutes. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you guys out there for being so patient with me. And please give me a pass if I have a bunch of grease on my lips because that chicken was the bomb. All right, so what do we miss? Let's see. Bijan Robinson went number 8 to the um, Atlanta Falcons. I don't think there was a much surprise with that. Um, number 8, number 7, rather, of course, that was the Raiders pick. And they got the kid from Texas Tech, the edge rusher. I'm very excited about that as a Raider fan. Excuse me. Excuse me. We also have some breaking news in the fact that the Eagles have traded up to the number 9 spot. Wow. I think I know who they're going to pick. Let's see. We got some more social media comments. Justo, when I asked him a question if I can go get some food, he says yes. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And then, of course, my main man, George, he said go for it. And then he also comes back and says, I just got 2 sandwiches myself. Yeah, man. All right. So the number 9 pick is in.
With the 9th pick in the 2023 NFL Draft, the Philadelphia Eagles select Jalen Carter.
So, Jalen Carter, the mammoth, the mountainous Jalen Carter from the University of Georgia goes number 9 to the Philadelphia Eagles, a team that was just in the Super Bowl last year, has addressed their defensive line need. And this guy right here, man, look, oh my gosh, there's the baggage that we know about. We know about the baggage, but let's talk about his own field talents. You can't double team this kid. And you definitely can't single him up. He is going to be a force in the middle of that line. You think about who they had all these years. They've had Fletcher Cox all these years. And now you get this guy. Oh my gosh. Cowboy fans in the house. I want to ask some Cowboy fans out there. Cowboy fans, how are y'all feeling? Y'all should be scared. I would be. Cowboy fans in here in the church are shell shocked, and it takes a lot of bravery for a man to rock a salmon colored suit or whatever color that is. No, I guess is it purple, fuchsia, palmetto? I don't know what color that is, but it's dope. It don't go with that green, but it's dope. So here we are, Jalen Carter. Now, him and Roger Goodell even got a secret handshake. Really? Roger Goodell, man, look, Roger Goodell is that guy. Okay, we're not gonna talk about Roger Goodell. Let's continue to talk about Jalen Carter. A lot of people had him tabbed as one of the top 3 players, regardless of position in this draft. I think the off the field issues have maybe chased some teams away. And it's not just the car crash that killed the 2 people, one of his teammates, and then the staff member on the training staff. It wasn't just that. I mean, apparently he has had some other off the field issues prior to that. And you know the NFL, the teams in the NFL are going to do their due diligence in whatever they need to find out from a perspective or from a prospect's background. They're going to ask the man. They're going to ask the man sit next to the man. They're going to ask the man sit next to the man that's sitting next to the man about anybody that's coming into their league because they don't want anybody. They don't want anybody to tarnish that shield. So yeah, congratulations, Jalen. He's emotional, as he should be. I mean, I'm just so happy for these kids, man. Regardless of the teams that chose them for on this night. This night is about their dreams coming true. They know that they're gonna have to get to work. I love it when they get up there and show the emotion. Um, he already calling Super Bowl. I mean, how can you really dispute that? Thinking about what the Eagles have, and then it was their ferocious pass rush that wasn't to be, particularly on that final drive. They didn't. You know what? The Kansas City Chiefs did not allow one sack to the team that set the record for most sacks in a season in the Super Bowl last year. Not one sack. And this obviously is going to address that need for a team that has 70 sacks and had 4 players with double-digit sacks, and then 2 other players with 8.5 or more sacks. You bring this dude in. Oh my goodness. The rich get richer. And he can get off blocks, man, and he will hit you. He will. Okay, this is the one in the SEC championship game against LSU when he went around and then picked up the quarterback up off the ground. Look at this! Oh my gosh, with one hand. I think that right there solidified the strength that this guy has. Yeah, George, the lineman the Eagles just drafted from Georgia. Yeah, we know he can play. I think, as I said before, the off the field issues may have chased some teams away. Um, I don't, and I think with that, along with the Texans moving up from 12 to 3 and getting back-to-back Alabama players and getting the quarterback that they wanted and getting the lineman or the D lineman that they wanted, they may have also had a little bit of an effect on Jalen Carter falling this far. But still, I mean, if you're him, the Chicago Bears pick is in. Darnell Wright, offensive tackle from Tennessee. Now, I don't know much about Darnell Wright. I hadn't heard his name this being selected this high in any of the other drafts or mock drafts. But I will tell you this: if he is halfway decent, it's a good pick for them because Justin Fields got beat to shreds, and if he can protect Herndon, Hendon Hooker, or if he can protect Justin Fields the way he protected Hendon Hooker, then they may be okay. I'm not sure if this is a stretch or not. Let me look up some things real quick. Yeah, I don't see any like uproars in terms of this selection. Unfortunately for me, I don't really know too much about the young man, but I will tell you this: I mean, if he's halfway decent, it's a good pick for Chicago. Their line was a turnstile the last couple years, actually. And even though Justin Fields ran for more than 1,000 yards as a quarterback, I mean, typewriter feet. Okay, so I think he's what 6'4" and 320, and he ran a 540. So number 10 pick overall goes to the Chicago Bears, and of course that is a result of the Bears trading down and the Panthers trading up for the number 1 pick. I think this might be a win for the Bears. This might be a win for the Bears. All right, so I think we're getting ready to go to a commercial break, and what that means for us is that we're going to take a break as well, and we have trivia question number 3 coming up, and I'm going to read it here in just a second. All right. We did that one already? Yeah, do that one. All right. Okay. You may do it. You may do it. My co-host or the MC is wishy-washy. Thurston Nelson is on the clock with the third trivia question. Trivia question number 3. Applebee's.
The question is,
Are expecting 3 quarterbacks to be gone by the 5th pick, which they have had gone. The 5th pick, which we have seen that happen. Yep. This is the case.
Where was the last draft? What was the last draft that had?
I wrote it. When was the last
When was the last draft we had 3 quarterbacks?
And who were they?
Yeah, first 5. Oh.
Do you mean? Give me the mic. It's easy, y'all. It's easy. Okay, let me read this. Let me read the question on the show. Maybe somebody out there will guess it. Justo, George, Mr. U, anybody out there watching? This is the question. Most were expecting that 3 quarterbacks would be gone by the 5th pick, which we now know has happened. When is the last time in the draft for this to happen, where 3 quarterbacks went in the first 5 picks? Who were they, and when was it? I'm gonna give him a lifeline.
The answer was Trevor Lawrence,
Trey Lance, Zach Wilson. 2 years ago, yes. All right, brother. 2021 draft. It was Trevor Lawrence. Let me see the mic. 2021 draft. It was Trevor Lawrence number 1, Zach Wilson number 2, and Trey Lance went number 3. All right, brother. Put the headphones on there and pick up that mic. All right, man. Congratulations on getting the gift card. Did he give it to you yet?
He just told me pick one. I'm
Okay.
going to Academy.
All right. So you got the question right. The question was the last time that we had 3 quarterbacks picked in the top 5 that were quarterbacks. It was Trey Lance, it was Trevor Lawrence, and it was the kid from New York, Zach Wilson. 2021. What's your name and what'd you win?
Alvin Mercadale won a gift card from Academy Sports Outdoors.
All right, man. Well, we appreciate you chiming in, and congratulations on getting that answer right. I tried to make that one a little easier, but as the quarterbacks had already been drafted, it kind of became irrelevant. So we appreciate you, man.
Thank
Enjoy.
you, brother. I appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
I came all the way from Charlotte to do this, so it's all good.
All the way from Charlotte. Wow. Okay. That's nice. Appreciate it, man. Thank you very much. So yeah, he came all the way from Charlotte and he won the gift card. That's taking away the home court advantage right there. So the Tennessee Titans are now on the clock. What is my source telling me? My source is telling me that nope. No. Let's see. Is it the Titans? It is the Titans up next. So the Titans are picking. Oh, yeah. That's a good pick. Peter Skoronsky, he's a bulldozer. And they lost Tyler Lewan. He's gone from the Titans, so he's going to step in and be expected to fill those shoes. You got King Henry running behind him. So even if King Henry is going to still be there, because I had a source to tell me that the trade was in place to have King Henry join the Eagles, but that fell through. So this is a good pick for them. You have two, excuse me, you have back-to-back offensive linemen going in picks number 10 and 11. So that means Christian Gonzalez is still out there. Jerry Porter Jr. is still out there. The running back from Alabama is still out there. Will Levis is still out there. Interesting stuff that's going down, ladies and gentlemen. You got, and this kid, I can't pronounce his last name. I'm just going to call him PS. He's smart. He's intelligent because he went to Northwestern. He's a graduate of Northwestern, so he's got to be very intelligent. His footwork seems to be really, really strong. He can get to the second level. Awesome stuff, man. Pancake you. And he was doing this against some of the better defensive linemen in the Big Ten that has 14 teams. So again, a need filled for a team that had some holes on the offensive line. Peter Skoronowski. The Titans brass seem to be happy. The pick is in for the Detroit Lions, and I'm gonna call Thurston over here again. Wow. So according to my sources, the Lions pick is in, and some people seem to think that it's a bit of a reach. However, I don't want to give it away. Yes, George, good point. And look, okay, we got the Lions pick is in. So Gibbs, the running back from Alabama, goes off the board to the Detroit Lions. Of course, the Lions lost Mr. Williams as he is now in New Orleans. So he's expecting him to step right in on the Lions team that was very exciting to watch last year. And not only that, they were one game away from making the playoffs. I think the culture up there in Detroit has changed dramatically. Dan Campbell has done a magnificent job, and that team is really headed in the right direction. They've got their running back. They've got somewhat of their quarterback who played very well last year in Jared Goff. And I think Jared Goff kind of gets a bum wrap up at times. I mean, you got to remember he was the number 1 overall pick a few years ago, and he was the quarterback that took the Los Angeles Rams to the Super Bowl a few years ago as well. They've got weapons on the outside with Jameson Williams, although he's going to miss a few games because of the gambling stuff. Yeah. And the thing about Alabama running backs, man, is that they're fresh because there's so many of them. And this dude has skills, has route running skills like a receiver. He kind of reminds me of a bigger Javid Best, or maybe even a CJ Spiller. Javid Best, of course, went to Cal, and CJ Spiller was at Clemson. But the Lions, man, I'm going on record. I'm going on record right now. The Detroit Lions are going to win the NFC Central. They're going to win the NFC Central. They have gotten it right in Detroit. And for my cousins, Boom and Brandon, yeah, y'all, I'll be getting y'all's voicemails again here real soon about what you guys think about this pick and this draft and your team as a whole moving forward. This is amazing. I'm so happy for the Detroit Lions. Shout out to my girl Marissa Tigney. Make sure y'all check out the Heard That podcast on all your podcast platforms, man. Dope show that is. She is a tremendous Lions fan. She's got to be very, very excited about this particular pick. I mean, they've got weapons. And they did trade a Jeff Okudah, who they drafted 3rd overall a few years ago, to the Atlanta Falcons. But they have weapons on both sides of the ball. Penei Sewell up front, Aiden Hutchinson on the other side. Oh, my gosh. The Lions are going to win the NFC Central next year. Point blank. And they may win by a wide margin because I'm not buying the Green Bay Packers. I mean, it is not up to me to be sold on Jordan Love. Apparently, the Packers are sold enough on him. Sheesh. But you know what, though? Let's talk about the Packers for just a second and everything that they have gone through with Rodgers over these past few years. They've had 3 quarterbacks to start for their franchise in the last 30 years, essentially 30 years. 1993, I want to say, is when Brett Favre stepped on the scene, and then 3 years later, they won a Super Bowl. Okay? So then they draft Aaron Rodgers in 2003 after he fell from what many people thought was going to be the number 1 overall pick for him. He falls all the way to 23 or 26 or whatever it was, and the Packers pick him up. 4 years later, they win the Super Bowl. Or, no, 7 years later, they win the Super Bowl. So, who knows? I mean, the Packers, those people on the inside know way more than we do. Okay, what's going on here? We got. I think they about to play some flag football up here at the church. Oh no, they're gonna take a picture. Okay, they taking a. So anyway, back to the Packers. I just think that the Packers, they know something that we don't. But the Detroit Lions are like for real on the come up. George says the NFC North, AK Central, in my mind is up for grabs. Detroit is a pick that might be the right one, and that's cool, man. I just don't think that there's any other viable competition. I think the Chicago Bears are going to be much improved. I mean, this pick that they got, and then what they got in the offseason also, I think that's pretty good for them as well. But man, Detroit is exciting all the way around. I mean, offense, defense, they've got it all. So that's my pick. And we're only in what the late part of April. I'm picking the Lions. The Lions are going to win the NFC Central again. All right, we're actually winding down our broadcast here from Antioch Christian Church. Again, we thank you for checking us out on Facebook. We got another pick in the Green Bay Packers, as we were just talking about them. Okay, they get Lucas Van Ness, the defensive end from Iowa. He kind of reminds me a little bit of Kevin Green. He will get after you. He may not be as big as Kevin Green, but man, can he rush the passer from the outside? As I was saying, we're we're winding down our broadcast here from Antioch Christian Church. I appreciate you guys out there, man. George, Justo, Patrice, Mr. U, anybody else out there that I may have missed. We thank you so much for watching. Facebook. My personal page, the ShakeBack Media Group's Facebook page, as well as the Big Game Christian Sports Network's Facebook page, through my LinkedIn page, as well as YouTube, and of course, Twitter. So with that being said, man, you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna get up on out of here, man. They're gonna turn the lights off on me in the church. I'll be here until Sunday. All right, for everybody here at Antioch Christian Church, for Pastor Norris McGill and his vision and allowing us to do this. This has been Willie Epting Jr. Y'all stay safe. Y'all hug each other. Y'all love each other. I promise everything's gonna be all right. We'll holler y'all again real soon. Peace. We out.